Welcome back, Canisius High School community. This is Andy Deyell, Vice President for Institutional Advancement, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Canisius, our regular Zoom series where we check in with alums all over Western New York and the country and see what they've been up to since their time at Canisius High School. I am joined today by Frank Downing, class of 1982. Frank is the president of the Town Automotive Group right here in Buffalo, our first local interview. So Frank, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's good to see you again. So let's just jump right into it. Tell us a little bit about, you graduated Canisius High School in 1982. You're the president of the Town Automotive Group. How did you just start? How did your career progress and how did you get where you are today?
Yeah, well, at Canisius, I was always a hockey player. Played a lot of hockey for Canisius and for the Junior Sabres way back then. And I was looking for universities that had good hockey programs and good business programs. And I ended up choosing University of Michigan in Ann Arbor and went to Michigan, got a Bachelor of Business, a BBA degree. And after college, I was considering going to graduate school to get my MBA. And back then they wanted you to work for a couple of years before you got your MBA. So our general manager for our group said, hey, why don't you come and work in Buffalo, work in the business for a couple of years, and then go get your graduate degree. So I went to the dealership, started working, and loved the dealership, loved the industry, loved Buffalo, and here I am 35 years later. So I'm glad I made that decision. I loved Michigan, and I love the car industry, and I'm proud to be from Buffalo.
Tell me a little bit about the history of Town Automotive.
My father started it. My father worked for Ford Motor Company, and then he decided he wanted to go on the retail side. So he started as a Lincoln Mercury dealer in 1969. So we just celebrated our 50th year in business a couple of years ago. And it was going to be Town and Country, Lincoln Mercury, but he couldn't afford all those letters. So just shorted it to Town and became Town Automotive Group. And then since then, we've added franchises and added facilities. And now we have 14 franchises in 10 buildings throughout Buffalo. So a lot of growth over the years and a lot of fun.
Great. As you reflect back, over these years and your time at Canisius, talk a little bit about some of the things you learned at Canisius, some of the lessons, and how Canisius High School prepared you for what you're doing today.
Sure. Being a man for others, it's more than just a saying. I think that is something that really becomes ingrained in you and part of your foundation and fundamentals. And you carry that through in business, how to make a positive difference in somebody's life, how to make a positive difference in your community, and leaving things better than they were when you started with them. And all those things are not only rewarding, they're also good for business. We take great care of our employees, and then they in turn take great care of our customers. We get employees involved with community activities, and they like to be part of something bigger than just their job. I'm looking down, I see our Toys for Tots drive where we get all our employees that put in the toys and the feed more, and all the events and activities and things we support in Western New York. Our employees are engaged with it. And it really helps drive employee satisfaction and employee longevity because people like it. And I think that really goes back to my Canisius days and what I learned there. And I think another thing would be just being at Canisius in a competitive school and playing sports, learning how to compete, how to create a high-performance team, and how to work with others as a team. How to get up when you get knocked down. Things aren't always great. And you learn all those lessons in high school and sports. So I think those have carried me well. And those are probably the main things that I've learned at Canisius.
Great. Well, ideally, these videos are going to be, consumed by not only our students, but our young alums and people out in our community. If you could give some advice to young people today, young boys, young men today, our alums or kids that are just graduating, just getting out into the world, what's one or two things you would tell them?
I think one thing that I've really learned over time is don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to take risks. That it's essential in any business, but you have to be willing to trust your gut and trust the analytics that you've done and trust the homework. And there's never a clear path in business. It's not like solving 1 + 2 is 3. You know, there's often not a clear path. And then I think that you have to, in business in particular, especially in industry like I'm in, you have to take risks, trust your gut, and go with it, win or lose. And I think that's really important. I also think work hard, play hard. As you get older in life, you see that the importance of that more and more. And I think that's something that you want to enjoy your life, not just work all the time. But work hard, play hard, I think, is a good mantra to carry forward and to live by for the young kids going out into the world.
I agree. So, 2021, we're all glad that 2020 is just about over. I know that, but 2021
Yes.
is on the horizon. Tell me what is next for Town Automotive Group, for Frank Downing. What are you working on for the future?
That's interesting you asked that today, because I'm doing Zoom meetings with each one of our general managers going through our 2021 plan. So I could answer that for about 3 hours right now. But one of the big things we're doing as a group is just working on digital retailing. And that's something that has changed in our industry. We went from selling 2% of our cars online or over the phone, that all the transactions were in store. And one thing the COVID shutdown taught us, we had to sell 100% of our cars online and over the phone when our showrooms were locked, because we were closed for traffic, but we still were able to sell cars. So that's an important part of our business going forward, I think, is just making it easy for customers to buy cars online or over the phone, making it fast and easy. And that's something that we're really striving. And we've got a few big projects going on. We bought Schmidt's Audi Volkswagen 3 years ago. And our plan was always to separate Volkswagen and Audi. We think the two brands separate are stronger than together. And we just built a brand new Audi store on Transit Road, and we're going to be moving in January 18th. So that is a big thing on the short-term horizon with Towne, is separating the two brands and opening a brand new store. So we're very, very excited about that. Audi's an exciting brand, and we've got a great location that's easy to get to, and people will notice it. Our current location right now, people still 3 years in, oh, you have an Audi store? I didn't know Audi was in Buffalo. You get things like that. So we're very excited about that. It's a big step forward for our group.
That sounds busy. You sound like a busy man. Well, thank you very much.
And I love that.
Good. Thank you very much for joining us today. This was great. Please keep in touch. We look forward to hearing more about what's happening at Town Automotive in the future. And happy holidays to you and your family. And we'll see you around Canisius High School.
All right. Thank you, Andy. Pleasure. Take care. Bye, everybody.
See you.
Bye-bye.